Yo guys, Coope5 here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Redstone tutorial. It has definitely been some time since I've been in this testing world, but I cracked on with this contraption here, and absolutely cannot wait to show off what it can do. So essentially, this contraption answers the relatively new mob cap per block rule. Previously, I loved AFKing at mob spawner farms for hours on end and having a few hundred mobs in a tiny space. However, this mechanic is no longer possible. I wanted to come up with a redstone build that can help solve this problem and once more accommodate higher mob counts. Each floor of the mob leveler supports about 50 mobs, and if you build the full 4-story version, you can easily get from level 0 to 30 after a long AFK session. There is an optional storage system that you can build as well, which I will cover at the end of the video. That being said, each floor of this build is vertically modular, giving you an option to build as many floors as you like. The mob leveler is capable of handling standard mob sizes with a height of 2 and a width of 1. It can be used for passive mobs like villagers, or as I'm about to show, hostile mobs. Lastly, this redstone tutorial will be more strictly focused on brute forcing your way through the build, but I will also make a more in-depth tutorial of how each component works for those of you who want to learn and are interested. But enough of this background information, let's get on to the build. I took off the shaders mod so you guys could see the water very clearly. You can see as the skeletons spawn that they are dropped into the bottommost chamber and pushed so they spread out. Once the pressure plates detect about 25 mobs each, the piston will trigger and the water will be retracted on the second floor, making space available for more mobs. You may see some mobs dying of claustrophobia. However, if this system is hooked up to a regular mob spawner from, say, a dungeon or a mineshaft, then the lower spawn rates will give more time for the mobs to spread out than my rapid fire dispenser I have here. As the mobs are almost done filling up the leveler, let's see what we can do afterwards. So as you saw from the time lapse, the mob leveler filled up and each level has about 50 mobs, with making a total of 200 for the 4 levels. As I said before, this will be enough to get you to level 30 from level 0, and you just go up. It's a 2-high chamber over here, and you just use whatever you would like to kill them, collect all your XP and all of your drops, and then move on to the next level doing the same exact thing. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of XP filling out onto the floor, and you can just collect all of that up. After you collect your bits from all your mobs, you can just head on over to the reset button, which will trigger all the pistons to open back up and put all the water back out, which resets the entire system for the next use. So here's what one level of the mob leveler looks like. This is just how it is redstone wise without all the aesthetic blocks around it, and basically it fits in an 8x8 footprint, which is fairly small, but it could be a little bit smaller in the future. However, it doesn't get that many resources, and this is just one level of it, and here are the materials that you'll need for one level. 3 heavyweight pressure plates, which are the iron pressure plates, 12 redstone dust, 7 repeaters, 10 redstone torches, 1 observer, 1 dispenser, 1 sticky piston, 1 water bucket, and about 64 blocks including some extra. All the materials will be listed down in the description below, but without further ado, let's crack on and get started on the actual tutorial for this. So to start off this build, start out with your 8x8 platform, then go all the way to the right side, and 1 block in from the front you can place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks like that. Then you could take this last block up, bring it up 2 blocks, same thing on this side. Then what you can do is you could take these out if you would like, and then just place your glass 1, 2, 3, and 4 right out front. You could take this out if you want to, then go out to the back, bring this block back like here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just take this one out like that. And now you have your first holding platform done. Then what you want to do is you want to come down to your holding platform, take your iron pressure plates right here, put 1, 2, and 3 just like that, and then if you want you can add this 4th one, but really these 2 are the only ones that matter. Then you want to go out back here, then you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks like that, put a temporary block here, put up blocks like that, then extend like this, put it one more time up, go here, go down here, take this one block out like this, put one block up like that, and then just put one block up just like that. Now it's time to fill in all the redstone, so let's see what that looks like. What you want to do now is just take your redstone dust, and from these pressure plates that were on the leftmost side from the front, you want to take your redstone dust, just make a grid kind of just like this one, take your repeaters, set them into these two blocks, put redstone dust on top of this, your redstone torch here, with a repeater going into this block right here, and then take another redstone torch and put it just along the back side of that. You want to put another redstone torch up here, which we will get to later, and then that's about that. And this is an RS NOR latch for anyone that's curious, but let's keep going. What you want to do next is you want to come out from this block right under here, place a temporary block, get this one right here. Then what you want to do is you want to bring one block up just like that, two more blocks on top of that, take this middle one out, put a torch there, and put a torch there, put a repeater going into this block right here, no delay on that one. Then what you want to do is from this block you want to take two blocks out just like that, and then you want to come out like this and make this kind of L shape. Take out this block right here, take your sticky piston, put it right here, put whatever block you want to become the floor for the next level. Next you just want to place a repeater on top of this so it looks exactly like that. Now you can come onto this other side where we left off with this torch. You could place a block on top of it like that. Then you could just place a torch like that, and then you can go underneath this torch and make this kind of L shape. Take out this temporary block, build this up like that, one more step up, and then just bring it out two at the end. Then what you want to do is you want to take an observer block and then face it so that the face is pointing this, so it's going in that direction. And then you just want to place a block right next to it, put some redstone dust on it, put redstone dust all on these blocks so it looks a little bit kind of like this. Then place a block up just so you can stop these streams from connecting. Then you want to place your dispenser right along here, and then you just want to place your water bucket. And then there's one more thing we have to do, but other than that, that's the main floor done. The last thing you can do to finish off this floor is take 3 blocks out just like that from this original RS NOR latch that we had over here. Take this temporary block right here out. We can put a repeater going into this block, and then we can put a block right there, block just like that, and then continue this so it looks kind of like this. And this is going to be our redstone torch tower here, and we can just place a repeater going to there, or block over there, redstone torch powering this repeater here, 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 and here. So now what we can do is we can wire this up to a reset button. Let's say we can put it over here, and we can, all we have to do is just line redstone up to go like this. And now all we have to do is push a button. It doesn't matter if it's wooden or a regular button. All we have to do is put it right there, and every time we hit this after this thing triggers, it's going to reset. So all I did here was added a quick button just so I can demonstrate this. So if I hit this, it acts as these pressure plates were activated, and then it activates the system. As you can see, the piston is pushed out and the floor would be closed. I took out the water buckets just so it doesn't ruin all the redstone, but then essentially all you have to do is after you use it up, you just hit the reset button, and just like that, it will pop right back, and again the water will go in, which is not shown right here. Next, what you can do is start finishing off this floor over here, which you just kind of build up just like this, and you could leave this spot open so that the block doesn't get pushed over, and then you can just cover this up just like that, and then you can use your iron pressure plates again just like that. Now on this one you want to do it on these 3 just because the water is going to go above these, so it stays in like that one block kind of tunnel. So again, you can just use these blocks to kind of work your way around that. So these are just 2 up on each side, and then on this side I just prefer to use glass. It doesn't have to be glass, I just like it so you could see all the mobs. And then this one you just want to come all the way like this, and I just closed this up so that the mobs don't escape through like that small tunnel over there. And same thing over here, I just tend to fill in all these blocks so that the mobs don't get through, just like that. So you really just want to create a seamless tunnel just so that it's the most efficient as possible, and just like that you just want to close it up. Just a key note here is that you want to keep the 2 blocks behind these 2 pressure plates open, because that's where you're going to take out the redstone lines to then go on to the next level. But other than that, to finish this level off, you just want to place a sign right at the end over here just like that, and this one is in line with this dispenser. So now the only three blocks filled with water are going to be these three protecting your redstone. So from here, I just suggest that you put this button here so you can kind of mimic the system getting activated, just so it's easier to sync up all the dispensers. So the dispensers you want to fill up with water only when this door is closed. When the floors are closed, that's when you want to fill up the dispensers with water buckets. So the timing is right, so that the water only comes out when these doors are open. So as you can see, if I hit the reset button right here, the door opens back up, and then the water comes out and stays in this little area here. So I'll go through the process of making another floor just so you guys can see what it looks like when you're building on top of each other. It's the same exact design, but it might get a little confusing if you see redstone just everywhere. So anyways, you come out from these two pressure plates that are now on the second floor. Same thing, you just build the two platform, and then you build another two platform, 2x2 I mean. Then you block up, right like that, then block down here, and then you want to block up like here, and then just a block over there like that. Now you just want to fill in all your redstone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then your repeaters go into here. Your redstone goes on top. Redstone torch here. Repeater into there. Then a redstone torch on this underside or here. Redstone torch over here. Then what you want to do again is just come out with your repeater block here, and then you want to put a block up like this, so it's an L shape now, which is a little different from the first floor because remember there is no other block underneath it. Regardless, it is the same exact thing. Repeater out like this, torch up, then another block on top of that torch with a torch on top of that one. Then you just come out 2 blocks like this, and then you just do that, and then put your sticky piston with whatever block you want to be your floor, with the repeater coming out from the torch. Finally, you want to work on this dispenser section, so you just want to come up from this right there, and then you want to come out from this torch and make that L shape again. Then you just want to take this one out, put the torch on top of here, put your redstone dust here, and then you just want to build a block up like that, 2 on the first 2, and then for block up here. Then what you want to do is, remember, you use your observer block just like that. It's facing into this block here. With the redstone dust on top of that, you can just choose this dispenser and then put it on just like that. And don't forget to line this whole thing with redstone, and then just cover this so it cuts off the 2 streams just like that. And then finally what you want to do is you want to come down here and then go into these 3 blocks here. Make sure that you have a repeater going in here, and then you want to just continue your torch tower. Now here's what the torch tower gets pretty tricky, is you just kind of have to figure out where the torches line, and basically you want this repeater to always be off. So you kind of just want to align your torch tower in a way so that the torches line up so that it's always off, unless you hit the reset button, of course, and then you just keep going with the tower just like that. So you just kind of, so here you see that it lights up, so that would not be good. You can go out like here and then play around with it kind of just to, that's why I left this kind of wiggle room here, so you could play around with how this torch tower works out, because I know it could be a little confusing at times, but yeah. So as you could see, I just manually triggered both levels at this point, so now you could just see the reset button, and both of those should open back up, and the water starts flowing back out. So now you can build as many of these as you want. As you saw that I quickly built the second layer. It's completely tileable, and basically you can go from bedrock all the way to 256 if you wanted.